Pretty good.
Nice. Today we are talking about speed, and it's such a hot topic in golf because you almost can't turn on the television without seeing the golf commentary and the launch monitor data and the club head speed. And Bryson DeChambeau is such a hot topic with ball speeds this week at Bay Hill of 196. I saw one of those, or you were telling me about a couple of them, driving par fives. I mean, it's awesome. That's what people are paying attention to. So how far did that one go? 298 carry with 3,000 RPMs of backspin.
And you didn't even see that one. I threaded the needle between the two bunkers and jumped back into the fairway.
Of course you did. So we're on 18 at the Honda. So this is PGA National. You won't see too many drives just do what I think Brad did, but we're going to talk about what it is and how this works. So first, club head speed versus ball speed. There's a difference. So club head speed is how fast Bradford over there is swinging the center of the golf club. There's your one part of the equation. The next one is really how solid you hit a shot so that you get a ball speed, which is how fast the ball leaves the face. On a really good shot like this one, the smash factor is going to be the difference between the ball speed and the club head speed, 1.5 being really close to your ideal shot. So that would be hitting a shot right in line with the center of gravity, really hard, at an angle of attack that's not too far up or down, just like a nice shot. So that was really close to that one. If anything, you might hit that a little low on the face, thus the increase in backspin. So you need both of those variables in the equation to get the most out of your driver. So it's a huge separator of skill. That's why this is so important. 67% of shots that are made up out of your entire round of how you're going to get better, 67% of those are the hitting aspects, so how far you drive it and how good your iron game is. And that, I think, is a really undertold story. But that's why club head speed and speed in general is so important. So you really want to have a ball speed that is about 50% higher than your club head speed. So for example, if you swing a club at 100 miles an hour, 150 is the ball speed you would have on a really centered strike. That's important. So the variables that go into ball speed are what? What's the first one?
Well, you got to start with your club head speed, like you mentioned as well too. So having the club head speed to get the ball speed you want, but then the most important after that is just probably going to be your centerness of contact, really.
Yeah. So there's your smash factor.
Yep. And a little bit of technology can help you out there, but if you want to get to the 1.5, it doesn't matter how new your clubs are. You got to be hitting it pretty close to the center of the face.
Yep. So you got that variable for sure. Then the next one that's up there would be the backspin rate.
Yep.
On this shot, you launched that with 3,082 RPMs of backspin.
Yeah, so a little bit lower on the face, which I would say is my tendencies, given my angle of attack being a little too up at times for me, for what I'm trying to do. So back to then some of the ball speed piece as well too, not only centerness of contact, but then I think you alluded to it, some of having the face angle aimed straight enough as well too can play a role in your ball speeds.
Yeah, so equating speed into how far the ball goes is really my point of the amount of spin that you have on it.
For sure.
So 3,000 RPMs is a little high for a driver. 2,000, 2,500 is typically where you'll see tour players launching it at and spinning it at that one. The next one that you really have is the angle of descent, or you see how Brad's shot lands on the ground at some angle. With a driver or with any of your long clubs, like something you're trying to lay up with, your 3-wood, 35 to 38 degrees, maybe a little bit more than that is pretty good to get the most out of the carry of the shot and get the most speed once the ball hits the ground and roll it out the farthest. So that's something that we're always practicing. And if you're ever in a club fitting, that should be a variable that your club fitter or your coach should know all about and really be trying to recommend a particular golf club for you that's going to land in those launch parameters.
People are probably wondering, the golf ball's really far away when it's ultimately landing. So what numbers, I guess, ultimately make up that angle of descent, like you talked about?
Your launch, your ball speed, and the amount of backspin that you have. So
it's going to be that combo of those three, really, ultimately, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then you say it all the time in these videos. If you get 2 of those 3 right, launch, spin, and your angle of descent, then you've basically got your equation for how to hit a golf ball really far.
Yep.
All right.
So
the next part would be your equipment. The drivers are lighter and longer. He's using one of my older shafts. It's a double or triple extra stiff shaft. That's 44 inches built into that TaylorMade head. That isn't built for the longest shots, quite honestly. It's built to go really straight and have a nice centerness of contact. Then I'm holding the opposite here, a almost 46-inch driver from Titleist that's super light. The shaft weighs somewhere in the 40-gram range, and the club head itself is super light, so you can swing this fast.
And even that, the grip weighs half as much. They're pretty much taking weight from everywhere. The entire club grip and shaft weigh half as much as what we're holding here, and the head's probably 10 to 15 grams lighter probably than the TaylorMade driver.
Definitely. So you got different equations to get to speed, and that's what we're really talking about here. So how do you get it? Swing the club faster. You can do that through equipment or your technique. Get the launch characteristics right. So launch it at a usable angle. 12 degrees with the driver is a good start. Amount of backspin somewhere between 2,000 and 2,500 RPMs of backspin, and that will give you a descent angle that's really usable. Make the golf ball go far. So physical training comes up as one way that you can potentially swing the club faster. So Brad, although I can probably bench press more than you can right now, why don't you tell everybody about physical training in golf?
I think just the most important piece when it comes to physical training is just getting stronger. I think that's probably where most people are lacking, is just general upper body strength, really. So trying to get overly creative and overly kind of golfish with some of their training, I think is where people go wrong. They're missing just that foundational strength of pushing, pulling, just presses, things like that. And then once you have some of that in place, you can do some of the, more golfish things if it makes you feel good. But most people don't need to do anything beyond just the basic strength training pieces.
I'll tell them to read between the lines. Don't do golf-like things. If you're gonna train for speed, you should be doing it with some heavy weights and working real hard. Doesn't mean those workouts need to be real long, but they need to be pretty stressful so you can get some sort of physical adaptation. You didn't say it, I said it. And you're trying to be way too nice about this. So those are your options, your equipment, your launch conditions. The golf ball that you play plays a big role in that as well. And then really how strong you are and how fit you are as a person. Couple all that together with the most important part, because if your technique stinks, you're not gonna have the speed that you want anyway. So I think that's the puzzle. Nice demo on that one. 300 carry. I'm sure we'll see that from a few people at this event. I wanna see how Bryson does on 18 here. So thanks for watching this video. We've created many more videos about speed. So to find those, go ahead and click the links below.